Hello, students. Thank you for joining us tonight at the Virtual College Fair. So I'm just going to do some housekeeping before we begin. The Q&A button is open, and you can ask questions to the presenters individually anytime. Sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, there we go. Q&A is open. You are able to ask questions to the panelists at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so no one can see or hear you. And this is just one of the many sessions that is happening. So be sure to sign up for more sessions. And the presentation will be recorded and will be available in about a week on the StriveScan website, so the same place where you registered. And now I will turn it over to the presenters.
And oops, I just hit the wrong button. Not always the way it is. So while I'm getting my screen share set up, I just do want to encourage y'all to use that Q&A and ask us questions as we go, because we would love to help you out that way. But my name is Palmer, and I'm here to try and talk you into doing something just a little bit different, something that's off the beaten path. Encourage you to come all the way across Canada and up to the heart of Alaska to the University of Alaska, Fairbanks. Just do something adventuresome. Come and do something different. Experience some things that you won't be able to anywhere else, whether that's just the beauty of Alaska or whether it's different activities that you can do while a student at UAF. Whether it's going ice climbing or going on a photography expedition, or even you can join the 40 Below Club. So the first time each year that this temperature gets to minus 40 degrees, students go to the temperature sign and take their picture with it in their swimsuits. So it's optional, you don't have to do it, but you'll want to do it, trust me, okay? The one thing about coming to UAF is when you graduate and you go to interview for jobs, apply to grad school, you're going to be the most interesting person in the room. People are going to be interested in your stories. Hey, we have a lot of great academic options for you. One of the things that's real different about UAF compared with other flagship universities or national research universities is that we offer a broader range of degree programs than you'll often find. So we have a PhD in space physics, but we also have, for instance, 1- and 2-year degree programs through, we have a community college embedded within the university. So you can take programs in things like heavy diesel mechanics and aviation maintenance and culinary arts, as well as business and psychology and social work. And then we have some unusual programs like you pick language and culture, one of the indigenous people groups of Alaska that we invest in. And we have one of 13 majors in mining engineering in the entire country. I want to take a minute to talk with you about some of the majors that are maybe the most popular with students from the Pacific Northwest, just to give you a sampling. And one is engineering. You can see here we've got a wide variety of engineering specialties that you can choose from. But one of the things I really love to emphasize about our engineering school is that it's direct entry. So that means you'll get to be an engineering major from day one. You don't have to complete 2 years of prerequisites and then apply to get into the program and hope you like engineering. You'll get to do your first engineering class as a freshman, your first engineering design work, get to the fun stuff right away. The natural sciences also bring a lot of students up to Alaska, and that's pre-med and pre-vet and physics. But for a lot of students, it's things like geosciences and wildlife biology, fisheries, ocean sciences, largely because we're in Alaska, which means you're in the middle of a 600,000 square mile learning laboratory. Great opportunities for internships, for research. You can even, we have a program where you can write your own research grant proposal and get funded up to $2,500 to study whatever you want to study or do a creative project in whatever interests you. You might be able to get involved with the Large Animal Research Station, get to know some of our muskox too. And then lastly, let me mention one of those community college programs. We have one of the best fire science programs in the entire United States. And one thing that's really cool about that is while you're going to school, you're actually living and working in a firehouse. So you not only graduate with your degree, but with 2 years of professional experience. So UAF is a flagship university, a national research university, but we're a little different than a lot of schools that have those labels. One way that I would highlight is our enrollment. We're just a lot smaller. We only have about 8,000 students. Our student to faculty ratio is 10 to 1. 2/3 of our classes have less than 20 students in them. So my sales pitch to you is you can come to UAF and you'll have the resources of a national research university, the state-of-the-art labs, the faculty expertise, all of that, but in a more personal environment where it's very easy to get engaged, even as an underclassman, and to get to know your faculty and get involved. Let me talk about cost for just a second. And here, let me mention that we offer the Western Undergraduate Exchange to every student from Washington. So this means you won't have to pay out-of-state tuition at UAF. Instead, you'll pay about 1.5 times our resident tuition, saves you about $13,000 to $14,000 a year, and brings the cost this year for tuition, fees, and room and board living on campus for a student from Washington down to under $24,000 a year. So really comparable to what you might find at your own in-state schools in Washington. And on top of that, we do have financial aid. We have about probably 3/4 of our freshmen receive grants and scholarships that can bring that cost down even a little bit more. So yeah, let me invite you to go on an adventure. Come to the University of Alaska Fairbanks. We would love to help you figure out if this is a good option for you. After this session, we're each going to be hosting Zoom rooms where you can come and chat with us for a few minutes. Please click on mine, come, tell me a little bit about what you want, and I'll be glad to point you in the right direction. And I'm going to turn it over to Lauren now so she can tell you about Northern Arizona University. Thanks.
Perfect. All righty. Thank you so much for that, Palmer. All righty. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining today. My name is Lauren Rosales, and I am with Northern Arizona University. I actually graduated from NAU in 2015 and was an out-of-state student, actually growing up in Western Washington, specifically Puyallup. So I know what it's like to be out of state, and I definitely encourage you to reach out to me if you are interested in NAU. So like I said, we are located in Flagstaff, Arizona. So if you thought Arizona was just hot desert, Flagstaff is very different. So we are at an elevation of 7,000 feet in the largest contiguous ponderosa pine forest in the country. Being at that high elevation, we do get all 4 seasons, including about 100 inches of snow. But we do get about 300 days of sunshine, which I know I love as part of the weather in Flagstaff. Like I said, we are about 2 hours north of Phoenix, and the city of Flagstaff has about 74,000 permanent residents. So we really have that small town feel, but those big city amenities. So everything that you want is right there in Flagstaff. In the surrounding areas, definitely very outdoor oriented. We are within about a 3-hour drive to 11 national parks and monuments, including the Grand Canyon, which is about an hour and a half away. So a lot of great things for you to enjoy year round. Also skiing and snowboarding. So if you want to get up on the mountain, about 25 to 30 minutes from campus. A little bit about the university in general. We do have about 20,000 undergraduate students on our campus. So we are considered a large university, but if you do visit campus in the future, you'll notice that it does have that small campus feel, which is really nice. Our out-of-state population, we do get about 38% of our students coming from out of state, many from the Pacific Northwest. So you'll be able to meet people from across the country and even across the world at NAU. We are very much an undergraduate focused institution. So we do have a lot of programs specifically for undergraduate students and opportunities for you to get involved in. Some of our popular programs include education. We began as a teaching college in 1899, so we've been around for a while. We have a great forestry program ranked in the top 10. Students actually get to go and do some of their field research in their backyard, since NAU partners with the National Forest Service for some of those research opportunities. Other popular programs include business, psychological sciences, criminal criminology and criminal justice, engineering, which are all ABET accredited, as well as nursing and biomedical science. So a lot of great programs for you to choose from. We do also have research opportunities. So professors are really wanting to get you involved in various opportunities and will engage you in some of those research options. So if you want to, conduct research as an undergraduate student, NAU is definitely a great place for you to be able to do that. Life on campus is very important, and we want to make sure that you are living life to the fullest while you're here at NAU. We do have 25 residence halls on campus, so if you're thinking about living on campus, very easy for you to do so. Of those residence halls, 13 of them are specific for our first year students, so you'll be living around other people that are also incoming freshmen and in the same academic area. It's not required to live on campus, but highly recommended. Other activities you can get involved in include some of our clubs and organizations. We have over 400 different clubs that you can choose from. So a lot of variety. Some of those clubs are going to be related to your academic area or maybe your future career, or just a hobby of yours. You can get involved with other students that have a similar interest. But we always encourage students to get involved in various opportunities. In addition to the different clubs and organizations we also do have different support services. So we want to make sure that you are successful while you're at the university. Some programs that we do have include our career development office. They will help students prepare for interviews or internship searches or grad school searching. We also do have our Native American Cultural Center and our Office of Indigenous Student Success. We are a top serving institution for first generation students. So if you're the first in your family to be going to a 4-year university, we actually have a staff dedicated to serving you as a first gen student. So a lot of great opportunities for you. Specifically for our out-of-state students, since you are coming from Washington, we do have a program called Peer Jacks, where you're able to meet with other out-of-state students and really get to know campus and adjust well to university life. We are an NCAA Division I school playing in the Big Sky Conference, so you'll be able to go to all of the different athletic events for free, which is really cool for you and a great way to show your lumberjack spirit, because we are the Lumberjacks. So going into admissions requirements, our application is open. Feel free to come to my Zoom session after we all talk about our different colleges to learn more about our admissions process. We are a test score optional school, so if you are unable to take the SAT or ACT, that is okay. We are test score optional, looking at the core classes in your for your application. We also do participate in WUI, Western Undergraduate Exchange, and it is automatic for you, no separate application, and we have scholarships available for you that you'll be automatically considered for when you apply. So like I mentioned, our application is open. Feel free to submit an application if you are interested in the university, or come talk to me if you do have any questions. We want to make sure that you're connected with the great tour and special events. So feel free to jump into the Zoom after this with me, and I'm happy to go over some additional information if you are considering NAU. So go Lumberjacks. I will now pass it off to Sarah at San Diego State University.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Get this set up. And welcome, everybody. I'm super excited that you guys could all make it tonight. I'm Sarah Falk. I am with San Diego State University, and I'm the Regional Admissions Manager, and I work with Washington and Oregon students. So as far as San Diego State University, we are part of the Cal State University application, which is getting ready to open up here in just 2 days on October 1st. So it's an exciting time for the application to be opening up. As far as some things that make San Diego State unique, we're ranked nationally number 8 for graduation rate performance. So meaning that we're going to work on getting you in and out of San Diego State within 4 years, so that you're not on the 5-year plan like I was when I went to college. We are an extremely diverse campus. We're in the top 35 nationwide for ethnic diversity. We're number 1 in the state of California and number 5 in the nation for students studying abroad. So if that's something of interest, definitely pop into my Zoom session so I can talk to you more about some of the different 70 countries that our students have traveled to. We're voted in the top 30 best value colleges for what you're getting with your education. We have about 34,000 students on campus. 96 different academic majors, 7 different colleges on our campus. So if you're thinking of studying nursing, what's really great is we have direct acceptance into our nursing program. We have 8 different ABET accredited engineering programs. We have everything from education to business, and all of the different pre-professional programs. So if you're thinking you want to go on to law school, med school, dental, pharmacy, physical therapy, veterinarian, lots of different options for you. I also grew up in Washington State, and then I went to University of Arizona for college, and then ended up moving to Spokane for about 5 years after college. So I know what it's like to go to school in the Pacific Northwest, leave for someplace sunnier, and come back to, you know, Spokane, and now back in Western Washington. As far as San Diego itself, if you haven't had the chance to get down there, it's beautiful. I highly encourage you to take advantage of some of our virtual opportunities to tour the campus and the residential facilities. But San Diego itself has basically year-round sunshine. You've got access to multiple different beaches, including Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, you've got Coronado, but it's also just a quick road trip to get to Mexico, get over to Arizona to the Grand Canyon, as well as getting up to Disneyland, Los Angeles, San Francisco. But San Diego itself, it's the 2nd largest city in the state of California. So you have a lot of different little niche neighborhoods, whether it's Little Italy or the Gaslamp Quarter downtown. And kind of a fun fact, we're the only school that's on the trolley line. So it makes it super easy for you to get around, get to different farmers markets and little shops and all kinds of different things. If you're thinking that you're interested in going the honors route, that is a separate application from the Cal State University application. So if you're interested in honors, definitely let me know so I can kind of walk you through those additional deadlines. The application opens up October 1st. It will be open through December 4th. It's a $70 application fee, and that is per CSU that you're applying to. So you're able to access 23 schools that you're applying to all on the same application. Like I mentioned, we've had tons of students, over 3,000 last year, that did study abroad. We have tons of different Aztecs, alumni all throughout the world. This past year, we had students come to SDSU from more than 44 states and 47 countries. So just a really diverse campus. It is a competitive process as you're getting ready to do the CSU application. So I want to talk a little bit more about what that looks like. Because we are test blind, there's no need to send in your ACT or your SAT scores. That will not factor in or weigh into their admissions decision. So the A through G courses are going to be the biggest factor for the Cal State application. For San Diego State, we're looking at a minimum of these 15 credits. So it's broken down by A through G category. I'll be doing more information after this session on what those A through G courses look like specifically. In addition, you can also get up to 8 weighted semesters. So that would be if you are doing any AP, any honors, any IB, or any dual enrollment running start kind of classes. In addition, you'll be self-reporting your grades, so you'll want to make sure that you have a copy of your transcripts in front of you when you're doing that application. We have over 350 different organizations on campus to get involved with, so student life is huge. We have 47 different Greek life fraternities and sororities. And then we also have just a lot of different arts opportunities. So we have 3 different art galleries, 2 theaters, 2 concert venues. We have, you can see down in the bottom right-hand corner, our Aquaplex. And then we also have the Mission Bay Aquatic Center. And that's really cool because on a Friday afternoon, you can actually do a college credit and take a class, you know, in surfing or stand-up paddleboarding, all kinds of different stuff. So this is my contact information. It's got my Zoom link at the bottom. We also have a Pacific Northwest student reception coming up on October 13th at 5:30 p.m. And that is my mobile number. So you can text or you can email or you can call. And I'm going to pass it on to my fellow Cal State University colleague, Ryan, and she is with Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Ryan Wegersen. And as I'm getting my slideshow up here today, again, my name is Ryan and I'm the Regional Admissions Manager for Cal Poly in the Pacific Northwest. So I am based out of Portland and I serve all students in Oregon and Washington. My pronouns are she, her, hers. Cal Poly is located on the central coast of California. It's beautiful and sunny year round, about 65 to 85 degrees there. And San Luis Obispo is located about 3 hours south of San Francisco and 3 hours north of Los Angeles. The coast of California does not have a lot of large cities where we're located. It's a very coastal, laid-back community, but there's a lot to offer, by the way of recreational activity and just fun. So we definitely have a lot around, like 5 different beaches within 10 miles. So you can go surfing in Pismo Beach or paddleboarding in Morro Bay, or you can hike in one of our many different trails right off of campus itself. One of the best things I really like about the town of San Luis Obispo is the downtown area, which is walkable to campus. And there's lots of coffee shops and restaurants to enjoy, as well as our famous farmers market on Thursday evenings. So students often, after their long week of classes, will gather downtown to enjoy the live music and entertainment and food that we offer at that farmers market. And that farmers market is year round because the weather is so fantastic. We're located in a true college town. We've been ranked #1 college town in America. So there's, definitely a lot to offer there. There's 21,000 undergraduates on campus. So there's lots of people to meet. It's a fairly large campus. But as part of the California State University program, something that's really a benefit to our students is that we only have 800 graduate students on campus. There's no PhD programs, there's no doctoral students teaching classes. Our classes are taught by professional faculty members. And because we have such an undergraduate focus on campus, a lot of the different resources and the use of the state-of-the-art equipment at Cal Poly, the research opportunities in our labs are really meant for those undergraduate students to get those great experiences. Cal Poly is known for learn by doing. So this is embedded in all of our different curriculums, whether it's engineering, architecture, business, or maybe even psychology. So this is something that's truly important to us, and you'll see throughout all of our different programs. Sometimes it's field work or research opportunities, or other times it's just project-based work in teams across different disciplines, trying to solve real-world problems. We also have an upside down or blended curriculum. So students get to start in their major coursework right away. And we really balance out those general education classes that students take throughout the 4 years. So you're not bogged down with like a lot of heavy courses in any one quarter. Because we have you start in your major classes right away, though, Cal Poly does require that you choose your major on your application. We have 64 majors to choose from. So anything from wine and viticulture, business entrepreneurship, graphic communications, you name it. We've got a lot to offer. And if you can't decide, with one major, we have 90 minor programs as well to choose from. Although we have such a large campus size of 21,000 students, we have relatively low class sizes of 32 students. So that really aids in the learn by doing experience for our students. Quickly, I want to touch on this. Cal Poly's graduates are ready day one. They're ready day one to start in their major classes, but they are also ready day one once they graduate to start in their careers. 93% of our students are either working full-time or attending graduate school. And one thing that I think is really important to note is that 80% of our students already have a job lined up before they graduate. This is because Cal Poly offers a lot of different opportunities for students to connect with a lot of those top employers you see there on the right. Every single major on campus has a quarterly career fair for all students, whether they're freshmen, sophomores, or juniors looking for summer internships, or if they're seniors looking for that full-time job after they graduate. So that's 3 times a year in every major that we connect students with those employers. And 95% found jobs related to their major as well. Cal Poly's application is coming up. It's going to start October 1st, as Sarah mentioned. We are on the Cal State Apply application within the California State University system. So we do not use the Common App or the Coalition app. And the process is super objective. So there's no essays or personal statements required. We don't take recommendation letters. We look at, very simple information when we're looking at the competitiveness of applicants. So really quickly to touch on this, we are looking at the coursework that you've completed in each of those A through G subject areas. We're looking at your GPA. And this year, because we're test blind and we're not utilizing those tests, we will not be looking at those at all. Lastly, we look at your extracurricular hours and your work experience hours. If you come to my Zoom meeting after our presentation, I'd be happy to go over all the particulars of our selection criteria and how to make yourself more competitive in our process. Again, my name is Ryan Wegerson. I serve all students in Oregon and Washington. You can see there I have a way for you to make an appointment with me via Zoom one-on-one if you'd like. Go ahead and screenshot this page. And there as well is my Zoom link to meet me after the fair. Thank you so much. And I'm going to turn it over now to my colleague, Caitlin.
All right, thank you so much, Ryan, for the lovely introduction. And hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. Really appreciate your time, especially given everything that's going on in the world right now. So again, my name is Caitlin. I work at the University of Pittsburgh, which is located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're about a 6-hour drive west of New York City, about 4 hours away from Washington, D.C., just to give you a general idea of where our campus is located. We're considered a mid to large size school, so we have about 19,000 undergraduate students on our campus, in addition to about 10,000 graduate students. But we still maintain a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So even though we do have a very large student body, we really offer the best of both worlds for our students. They still get that individualized attention and that personalized education experience that you might find at a smaller school. In terms of academics, we offer over 100 different majors, and these are the 5 first-year entry schools or direct entry programs that our students can choose from. So the first is our Dietrich School of Arts and Sciences, which offers over 60 different majors in the social sciences, natural sciences, and humanities, and it offers a lot of flexibility for students to customize their degrees. We also have our College of Business Administration, which offers 7 different majors. Our Swanson School of Engineering, which offers 10 different ABET accredited engineering programs. Our School of Computing and Information, which houses our information science and computer science degrees. And last but not least, our School of Nursing, which again is a direct entry program. So if you're interested in applying to Pitt, you do have to choose one of these 5 schools to apply to. And I know it's a little early to be thinking about graduate school, but in case you are, we also offer 20 different guaranteed admissions programs into our very competitive graduate school programs. So if you're interested in medicine, law, and you know that you want to apply to medical school or law school, for example, you can simply indicate that on your first-year application, and as long as you meet all of the requirements, you will automatically have a seat saved for you in that graduate program. There are different requirements for each guarantee, so I definitely encourage you to check our website if you're interested in any of these programs. Now, it's also very important to us at Pitt that we prepare students for life after college, and so we offer a lot of different experiential learning opportunities. So the first one is research. So Pitt is a Research 1 institution, which means that we have research going on in every single department on campus. And just recently, we were ranked as one of the top 10 universities in the world that's solving the coronavirus pandemic, which is largely due in part to our Center for Vaccine Research, which we have on campus, which a lot of our bioengineering students are able to work in, which is a really great opportunity. But even if you're not in the STEM fields, we have a first-year experiences and research class that our students can take to learn about the research process. We also offer guaranteed internships through our Career Center. So for any students who know you want to get an internship, we guarantee that you will have that opportunity to get an internship in your field as long as you complete our internship prep program. For any students who are in our Swanson School of Engineering or who complete our computer science major, you also have the option to do a co-op program, which will give you the opportunity to do a full year of work experience in your field before you graduate. So we have an award-winning program where you can do a co-op in Pittsburgh, around the country, or even internationally if you're interested. And speaking of internationally, we also offer over 350 different study abroad programs in 75 countries around the world. We have students do research abroad, internships abroad, as well as take classes abroad. You can study abroad for just a week or up to a whole year if that's what you're interested in. In terms of student life, our students are very active in the city of Pittsburgh and on our campus as well. So we offer over 400 different student organizations, everything from religious groups to cultural groups, athletic groups. You can think of it, we probably have it. We also have a Quidditch team for any Harry Potter fans out there. In terms of arts, we offer a lot of different free and discounted opportunities in the city of Pittsburgh. If you like to go to museums, our students get free access to the museums in the city of Pittsburgh with their student IDs. But in addition, there's also our free art encounter program, which gives students the opportunity to attend an art event, whether it's a comedy show, a musical, a ballet, a symphony. There's a free meal, free transportation, and a free show involved, which is something a lot of our students really love. And then we are also a Division I athletics school in the ACC. Now, lastly, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the city of Pittsburgh. I know we're the only Northeast school here today. So Pittsburgh has been ranked as #2 in terms of the most livable cities in the United States. Our students get free access to ride the buses all around the city of Pittsburgh with their student IDs. So it's really easy for them to get out and explore the 89 different neighborhoods that we have in the city. And I think you'll find that each neighborhood has its own little culture. There's a little Polish neighborhood right by campus, a little Italian neighborhood. So our students really like to get out and enjoy all of the food that comes along with those different neighborhoods, as well as the different cultural events and sporting events as well that happen throughout the city. And I welcome anyone who is interested in Pitt to join me in my Zoom session. You can scan that code if you'd like, or copy the Zoom link. I've also included my personal email address and my phone number here. You're also welcome to follow us on social media. And if you check our website, you'll see that we have a lot of upcoming virtual events this fall. If you're interested in learning more about the University of Pittsburgh, certainly welcome any questions. So please let us know if you have them. Thank you. Now I'll pass it on to my colleague at Weber State.
All right, everybody. My name is Joshua Van Sickle, and I'm excited to talk about Weber State University with everyone today. So 2 tasks for you at the moment is, first, say to yourself, Joshua instead of Joshua, and Weber instead of Weber, because I've made both of those mistakes in the past. And anyways, I'm excited to welcome you to campus. We are located in Ogden, Utah, Weber State. It's about 30 minutes north of Salt Lake City, 35 if traffic's giving you trouble, but we offer a free bus pass and trolley pass for people trying to get down to Salt Lake City. So if you like to go to any Jazz games, that's a really easy option because it connects right to the arena. And a little bit, if you see in the top left-hand corner there, I'm actually from Ogden, Iowa, and now I live in Ogden, Utah. I didn't do it on purpose, it happened, but it's kind of cool. And then Weber State sent me to Graz, Austria. That's an article that was written my senior year of college that I thought was a pretty fun experience for me. A big theme around here is outdoors and downtown, but as I like to call it, where mountain meets metro. Ogden, Utah is a city of about 90,000 people and has tons of things to do in the city. We have indoor surfing, indoor skydiving, paintball, laser tag, bowling, you name it, a comedy club that I very much like as well. Tons of things to do in the city, but also our campus actually sits on the northern Wasatch Front. We're right on the edge of a mountain there, so we have tons of hikes to do and things like that. And we're actually close to 3 major resorts here in Utah in terms of snowboarding or skiing. So if you don't do that yet, perhaps it's time to learn, and this is a good chance to do so. One of those resorts is actually the largest resort in North America, that being Powder Mountain. In terms of student life, there's tons of different things to get engaged, new hobbies you can explore. I already mentioned skiing and snowboarding, a lot of outdoor recreation programs, athletics, student life on campus, fitness centers on campus, tons of things to do here. We have tons of reservoirs reservoir surrounding our campus as well. But something I noticed as a student is the more I got involved, the more scholarships I found, because there's leadership positions and scholarship opportunities, tuition waivers. So as an out-of-state student coming from Iowa to Utah, I was always looking for the next scholarship. So getting involved really paid off for me. So I'm glad I did. And now I know how to snowboard and ski and climb and a bunch of other different things. That was really fun to learn. In terms of sports, we have 16 NCAA Division I teams. Football has been conference champions the last 3 years. Our cheer and dance team have actually been national champions the last 2 years. We were hoping for a third, but COVID. And then our basketball program is highly renowned as well. Damian Lillard, the Portland Trailblazer point guard, graduated from here. That's what we're mostly known for, but he likes to visit us every now and again. Our student section right there is actually called the Destruction because a group of Wildcats is called Destruction. In terms of schooling, our university is broken up into 7 different colleges: health professions, education, business, engineering, tons of things and offerings there. We're mostly known for our radiology and nursing. We create the most nurses in the state of Utah, and our business degrees are highly competitive as well. They're actually our highest earners within any college here on the campus is our business degree. But tons to explore here. This actually expands out into 225 plus different programs here on campus, and especially in the first 2 years, it's really easy to pivot from one thing to the next thing as you kind of decide what you want to do with the rest of your career. Up in Ogden, there's no community college, so we kind of fill this void and provide flexibility with our classes. When you get an internship, I don't want the conversation to be you having to exit some of your classes. I'd like it to work around it. So when it comes to virtual classes, online, hybrid, in person in the evening, different times during the day, perhaps a different campus, we have several, that flexibility is offered. It's very helpful to have those, especially as a student that gets more and more preoccupied with experience. Affordability. So at the very right-hand side, this is the equation we want to get to. Graduating with little to no debt, and our students are really good at doing this. And it all starts with the low cost from academic scholarships, FAFSA, other scholarships. And then our students are really good at contributing via paid internships and work-study programs as well. And I'm happy to break that down as we meet one-on-one after this. Out-of-state tuition and fees, this is fall and spring combined, is right there, but that's kind of the sticker price for our students. And during the summer semester, everyone pays in-state tuition. But we're another WUI school, so if you're coming from the West, you get this scholarship for all 4 years. So this is your new tuition price. But we also offer academic scholarships anywhere from $7,500 to $9,000 every single year. I'd love to break that down to you a little bit further. So if you join with my Zoom after this call, I can figure out what kind of academic scholarship you should be expecting, because that cuts it down pretty significantly. Tons of housing options here on campus. We have both apartment style and suite style here on campus. More of an athletics village and more of a campus village, which is really nice. And applying is super easy. So we're open enrollment, which essentially means when you graduate high school, you're eligible to go to Weber State University. You just need to submit your transcripts and pay the $30 application fee, and then you're done. There's no essay questions or anything like that. We believe that every student should have an opportunity at higher education, and it's paying off pretty well. And lastly, Get Into Weber is our social media tags here. My contact information is in the bottom left, but Weber State's meant a lot to me. If you'd like to go further into different experiences and whatnot, I'd love to meet with you afterwards. Now I'm going to hand it off to our host.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you panelists. Thank you students. When you close this window, there will be a quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this is just one of the many meeting sessions that is being hosted, so please sign up for more. And in about a week, you'll be able to find the session's recording at the StriveScan website, the same place where you registered. So everyone, thank you for joining us and have a good evening.